What if I told you that people were once terrified of tomatoes? That entire towns panicked over dancing, or that mirrors could trap your soul? These weren't just old wives' tales. These were real public fears, backed by religion, doctors, even science. People were imprisoned. Plays were banned. Executions happened. And the craziest part? Some of those ancient fears still control how we act today, we just call them by new names. Today, we're uncovering 7 of the most absurd, real historical fears that once ruled people's lives and how we're still haunted by their ghosts. Segment 1: The Tomato Panic. In 1700s Europe, the tomato was feared like poison. They were called poison apples, and people believed they could kill you. The elite would eat tomatoes and fall violently ill. But here's the twist. It wasn't the tomato. It was the lead in their pewter plates. Tomatoes are acidic and they pulled lead from the plates. So aristocrats unknowingly poisoned themselves. And blamed the fruit. The result? Tomatoes were banned in some places and feared for almost 200 years. Imagine hating pizza toppings to death. Segment 2: Reading too much could kill you. In the 1800s, reading addiction was a medical diagnosis. Doctors believed that reading novels, especially for women, would melt your brain. Symptoms included nervousness, laziness, bad posture, and even infertility. Too much imagination was dangerous. One German doctor claimed that girls who read fiction would be unable to become good mothers. Libraries were blamed for mental illness. Sound familiar? Fast forward to today, and now we panic over screen time and smartphone addiction. Same fear, different device. Segment 3: The Dancing Plague. In 1518, in Strasbourg, a woman started dancing in the street. Then another joined, and another. Soon, dozens of people were dancing for days, non-stop. They didn't party. They collapsed, some even died from exhaustion. Doctors blamed hot blood, the church blamed sin. Some say it was mass hysteria. Others blamed fungus poisoning. Regardless, this happened multiple times in medieval Europe. Entire towns danced themselves sick. And they called TikTok dangerous. Segment 4: Theater was a threat to society. During outbreaks of the Black Death, public theaters in London were shut down. But not just because of crowds. People genuinely believed that actors spread disease like walking biological weapons. Plays were banned, performances raided, and Shakespeare's Globe Theatre was closed again and again. Art was seen as contagious. And today? Think of how quickly we shut down concerts and entertainment during pandemics. Turns out, old fears don't die, they just wear new costumes. Segment 5: Mirrors were portals to evil. In Victorian England, and even earlier, people covered mirrors after someone died. Why? Because they believed the mirror could trap the soul of the deceased. In some cultures, mirrors were banned from bedrooms. Others thought mirrors were gateways for demons. Even today, breaking a mirror is said to bring 7 years of bad luck. Sounds silly. Until you realize how many people still avoid it, just in case. Segment 6: Werewolf trials were real. Everyone's heard of witch trials. But did you know Europe once held werewolf trials too? In 1589, a German man named Peter Stubb confessed, under torture, to turning into a wolf and killing children. He was executed brutally, and his case sparked dozens more across France and Switzerland. People truly believed that men could transform into beasts, usually with help from Satan. Even the church took this seriously. Werewolves weren't fantasy, they were legal charges. Today, we don't burn werewolves. But some still believe in evil people hiding in plain sight and use fear to justify violence. Segment 7: Night air could kill you. Before germ theory, people believed that diseases floated in through the air, especially at night. This was called miasma theory. Doctors warned people to shut windows, stay indoors, burn incense, and avoid cemeteries. Night breezes? Deadly. They wore plague masks filled with herbs to purify the air. And the strange part? they weren't totally wrong. The air was filthy in cities, with open sewage and rotting waste. But the idea that air itself was evil controlled how cities were built, how people slept, and even what they wore. And today? We still wear masks. Still panic over air quality. Still don't fully understand what we're breathing. The past wasn't dumb, it was scared. Scared of things it couldn't explain. And fear is one of the oldest forces on Earth. It shaped cultures, killed innovations, banned tomatoes, books, and mirrors. The question is, what do we fear today that future generations will laugh at? Microplastics? AI? Breakfast cereal? We might not know. But history teaches one thing. Fear is powerful, but questioning fear? That's even stronger.